All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the December 27th NHL Quick Hit edition brought to you by SHIPITNation.com. If you are not a member yet, head over to SHIPITNation.com, click on Join Now, get in the best community in the industry for the cheapest all-in rate. In the industry, all sports included. If not, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. Hopefully everyone had a great Merry Christmas and looking forward to a good new year here. Let's finish out this year strong. Couple slates left before we head into 2024. So let's jump right in here tonight. Looking at some of my favorite stacks. First team I'm going to bring up is likely the chalk of the slate here. LA Kings at home against the worst team in the league here, San Jose. Minus 360 is the favorites for the Kings here. All things point to the Kings being a great night hammer stack here. Really like the second line with Kevin Fiala, Philip Deneau, and Trevor Moore. Trevor Moore is averaging over 5 shots on goal per game over the last 5. He's a great play. This top line's got great price points again as well with Ans Kopitar, Byfield, and Adrian Kemp here. Top 6 firmly in play here. Power play firmly in play. Sharks kill off just 72% of the penalties on the road this season. They give up the third most high danger chances in the league on the road as well. And Kings are the 4th best home scoring team in the league in terms of expected goals for. That's about a goal and a half, almost basically a full goal ahead of what their actual numbers have been. So positive goal regression should be coming for the Kings. Look for them to hang a nice number here tonight. I could see 4 or 5 goals coming out of these Kings. Going to be chalky here. You got to be weary on how you play them, but it is a 14-game slate. Ownership's going to spread out, so I don't really worry about ownership too much in NHL DFS. Drew Doughty, 5.1K for him, way too cheap. San Jose ranks dead last in the league against D-men. Top line, top power play for him. He's playing over 27 minutes. Definitely a staple piece for me there. Ans Kopitar, 6.1K on home ice is super cheap there. Kevin Fiala, look for him to bounce back here. Last game against the Sharks, he took 4 shots and goal, was picked up 2 assists there. So I actually prefer the second line over this top line due to ownership reasons. And then Drew Doughty, one of my favorite D-men on the entire slate. Really like the Kings here tonight. Jumping in another team who's in a good spot here tonight, I like them quite a bit, is Toronto. At home here, minus 180 favorites. It's a 7 total in this one. Austin Matthews remains to be on fire. Interesting note, he has not scored over 10 DraftKings points in the 2 games he faced Ottawa this year. Could be a spot where you kind of jump off the well here. But obviously got to bring him up. He has arguably some of the most upside on the entire slate here. Austin Matthews, 10K for him. A little steep. I prefer going down to the second line with Bertuzzi, Nylander, and John Tavares. If I'm going to this Toronto piece, gotta like this. I mean, Ottawa on the road, giving up 3.8 goals on average per game, which ranks 4th last in the entire NHL. Their penalty kills 72% on the road. They give up a lot of penalties. So really like, if I'm going to them, targeting this power play here for Toronto, preferably the second liners, Nylander, John Tavares, really like that 2-man stack there. Morgan Riley, you can throw in there at 5.9K. I prefer Doughty for a little bit cheaper, but Toronto, great place here tonight. Really, really in a good spot. A sleeper lower-owned team here that I'm going to go to tonight here is actually going to be Columbus Blue Jackets on the road. Devils are minus 270 favorites here. Everything is going to point to the Devils side of this game, which for a good reason, right? Devils firmly in play in GPPs. Devils are going to be super chalky here. 7 total, minus 270 favorites here. Columbus been very leaky on the road this season, but they actually been a pretty good offensive team so far on the road. And as a low-owned GPP sleeper stack, I don't mind throwing some of these Columbus pieces. Kirill Marchenko at 4.9K. He's got a good price point. I like that. Igor Chinakhov. I really like that 2-man stack there. Chinakhov and Marchenko, 4.2K, 4.9K. Both of those guys are in play for me. You got some cheap guys like Adam Fantilli here, who's been playing good. Cole Sillinger, who's been playing good. Justin Danforth. You got super, super cheap guys here. Johnny Gaudreau at 4.2K here. He's playing over 18 minutes at 4.2K, drawing top line, top power play. Jersey ranks dead last in the league against left wings as well. So I really like these Columbus pieces. They're super cheap. Even if the Devils score 4 or 5, I expect Columbus here to score 3 or 4 in this one. Last time they faced New Jersey in Jersey, Columbus did win here. So I do like Columbus as well here tonight. All the ownership, like I said, is going to be on the Jersey side in this one. Jumping in another stack I have interest in here is a road team. It's the Dallas Stars on the road against the Blues. Blues are dead last in the league at home against expected goals against and actual goals against. They kill off just 73% of penalties. They allow the third or second most shots against and the second most high danger chances against. All things point to Dallas having a good game here tonight. Jason Robertson, 6.4K, really nice price point on him. Joe Pavelski, 6.2K, that's a nice price point on him. Even the second line with Marchment, Tyler Seguin, and Matt Duchene here. That second line, super cheap. I like second liners more on the road. Rupia Hintz at 6K flat. That's a good price point for him. These Dallas pieces are super cheap. They haven't been great so far, but Dallas did win 3 straight, scored at least 3 goals in all 3 of those games, 4 goals in 2 of those threes. I could see 4 or 5 coming here from Dallas. So I really like Dallas in this spot here tonight. Dallas, one of my favorite stacks. And then the last team I'm going to bring up here is another team that's a later night team on the road here, minus 220 road favorites here. Expect them to get a lot of ownership. It's the Vegas Golden Knights here. We know the deal with the Ducks. Ducks allow the most high danger chances in the league. Per game on home ice, they are dead second last in expected goals against. Actual goals against last 10 games, they're fourth worst in the entire NHL. They allow the 6th most high danger chances in the entire NHL as well. So Vegas, good spot here tonight. I prefer the Stevenson, Doriev, and Marchessault line. That second line, Marchessault at 6.3K. He's been good, averaging over 4 shots on goal per game. William Karlsson's been great all season long. He is a third liner, but does draw top power play time. He's 5.5K. He's a fine option. Jack Eichel's all the way up to 8.6. I don't really like that, but he's smashed Anaheim both times this year. He's played them. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists in 2 games. Hasn't scored under 26 DraftKings points, so he's firmly in play for me. Alex Pietrangelo, top line, top power play, 6,600 for him is a fine play there in terms of D-men. Pavel Doriev, like I said, 2.8K. He's a fine value option here on this spot. So really like these Vegas pieces. They're going to be pretty chalky here, but definitely have to have an interest in them. Let's talk about some value plays at each position. Talk about my goalies. As always, I'll get on in here, and all my final content, slate plan, core plays, everything like that will be live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers. If you're not a member, head over to SHIPITNation.com. Click on Join Now and select your package. Get in the Discord. Come chat it out. Check out all the stuff we have to offer. First value play I'm going to bring up from the center position is Morgan Geekie here for Boston. 3.8K here. He's averaging over 3 shots on goal per game over the last 5. He's playing over 17 minutes. He's averaging almost 12 DraftKings points per game. Now gets a matchup against Buffalo, who ranks 25th in the entire NHL against centers. Morgan Geekie here, getting top power play time. Fine value option at 3.8K. Talked about liking Columbus's low-owned GPP play. Adam Fantilli here at 4K flat, top liner, second power play unit. Averaging over 17 minutes, averaging over 2.5 shots on goal per game. He's averaging over 10 DraftKings points as well over the last 5. I think he's a fine play at 4K flat. Didn't talk about Seattle too much here, but Matty Beaners here, 3.9K at Calgary. He's been great. He's averaging over 10 DraftKings points per game over the last 5, 20, 12, and 16 are his last 3. Calgary, not the greatest matchup overall, but he's playing over 17 to 18 minutes, taking over 2 shots on goal per game and getting power play time. So I think he's a fine option at 3.9K. And then the last guy I'll bring up is Marco Rossi here on home ice against Detroit for the Minnesota Wild here. He's skating next to Hartman and Johansson here on that second line, but he's drawing top power play time, 3.9K for him. I think he's a fine option, going to play 16 to 18 minutes here. Playing a lot of power play time, averaging over 3 power play minutes per game over the last 5. And for sub 4K, you can definitely do worse. So Marco Rossi going to round out the value centers that I'm interested in here tonight. Jumping into some value wingers here. First guy is going to be Rickard Rakell here for Pittsburgh. He has returned back from IR. He's played 3 games now. He's going to play 16 to probably close to 20 minutes. I mean, his last 2, he's played 21 and 19 minutes, 3.6K for him. Top line, second power play here against the Islanders on the road. He has taken, since he's returned, 2 shots, and 5 shots. So he's taken at least 2 shots on goal per game over the last 5 in each of those games. So I do like Rickard Rakell as a value winger at 3.6K. Another guy from the Chalk Kings here, but should go a little bit lower owned, is this third line, Alexis Lafreniere, Pierre-Luc Dubois, but Arthur Kaliev at 3.4K. He's averaging over 2 shots on goal per game. Now draws a matchup against the Sharks, who obviously ranked dead last in the entire NHL, one of the worst teams in the league. So Arthur Kaliev definitely firmly in play for me. Another value guy you can pair up with the value center I already brought up for the Minnesota Wild, Marco Rossi, is his line mate, Marcus Johansson here, 2.8K for him. He's playing 16 to 18 minutes. He's $300 over min price, getting power play time, and taking over 2.5 shots on goal per game over the last 5 on average. Marcus Johansson, 2.8K, fine value option. And then one more value option from the Kings, Trevor Lewis, 2.5K, stone minimum here on home ice against the Sharks. He's only going to play probably 11 to 12 minutes. But again, it's against the Sharks. Last time he played the Sharks, he scored a goal. Took 3 shots on net here. Stone minimum, you can definitely do worse. Kings, heaviest favorite on the slate, and a guy at stone minimum. It's going to get minutes against the Sharks. You definitely have to have interest in him. So Trevor Lewis is a fine guy there. Jumping into some value D-men here. First guy I'm going to bring up is Timothy Liljegren, my favorite value D-man on the entire slate. 3.2K for him. I mean, this guy's going to play 21 to 24 minutes here. Gets a matchup on the road against Ottawa here. I like Toronto a ton. He draws power play time, hasn't scored under 7 DraftKings points since he's returned back from IR. 3.2K, just too cheap. Throw him in your lineups. I really like him paired with a guy like Drew Doughty. Think those are 2 very good D-men plays here. I like that. Looking at another value D-men here on the Kings, Mikey Anderson, 3.8K. Again, Sharks ranked dead last in the league against D-men. Mikey Anderson averaging over 22 minutes per game over the last 5. He's going to block shots. He's averaging over 3 blocks per game. He's going to shoot the puck a little bit. He's averaging close to 10 DraftKings points per game over the last 5 as well. Mikey Anderson, 3.8K. Good spot for him. Another value guy here, Marcus Pettersson, 3.4K. This guy's averaging nearly 12 DraftKings points per game. He's playing over 23 minutes, and he's 3.4K here. Skate next to Chris Letang. I really like him. He's a fine value option, Marcus Pettersson for Pittsburgh. And then the last guy I'll bring up is Neil Pionk here for Winnipeg Jets, 3.9K. This guy's playing over 20 minutes. He's averaging over 2 shots on goal per game. He's going to pick up some blocks. He gets some power play time. I think he's a fine value play at 3.9K as well, Neil Pionk. Jumping into some goalies here that I have interest in. I did mention 2 value Pittsburgh guys, but have to have interest in Ilya Sorokin here on home ice. He's done very, very well against Pittsburgh in his career. Last year, he beat Pittsburgh all 4 times he's faced them. 7.9K for him on home ice. He's got a ton of ceiling here. I like Sorokin in net here tonight. Talking about probably the chalk of the slate here is going to be Martin Jones. One of the chalks of the slate, 8K flat for him. Again, Toronto in a great spot here against Ottawa, even though Ottawa can score. But that just leads to more saves upside for Martin Jones here on home ice, 8K flat for Toronto. I like that. A history play here is going to be Juice Saros here. Nasty Juice, 8K flat at home against Carolina here. Last year, he faced Carolina. He shut them out once and then had 64 save win the game before that. He's at over 30 saves both times he faced Carolina last year. Saros has been great all season long, 8K flat for him. I definitely have some interest in him. And then my GPP sleeper here, punt, Elvis Merzlikins here, 7K flat. Last time he faced Jersey, he had 37 saves, picked up the win in Jersey. He's back in Jersey here tonight. I talked about Jersey being chalk in terms of defense or offensive spot, obviously for good reason, right? But Elvis Merzlikins been very good here overall. I mean, he just beat Toronto a couple games ago here. Lost a close one against Washington. He beat Ottawa. He lost a close one against the Kings. Elvis Merzlikins at 7K flat allows you to do a lot for your lineup. Even if he loses the game, I think he can still score 12 to 15 DraftKings points, which might be enough at 7K flat. So Elvis Merzlikins going to round out the goalies for me on this slate. That's all 14 games, some spots that I have interest in, some value plays at each position. Obviously, some of my favorite goalies. As always, all my final content, slate plan, core plays, matchup sheet will be live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers. If you're not a member yet, head over to SHIPITNation.com, click on join now, select your package, and get in behind the paywall for all of our premium content, all sports. We got NBA on tap tonight as well. We got you covered for that. Our guy Title and Hebrew will be breaking it down right here on this channel in about an hour or so. But for myself, Nadesify, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way out. Good luck tonight in your contest. Hope to see those SHIPIT Nation logos at the top. Let's ship it.